guys, it's Jonah here, and we've got another beer review for you. And this one's somewhere where we've been before. Weihenstephan. No, Weihenstephan. Apparently it's the world's oldest brewery in Germany, in Bavaria, from 1040. So that's before the Normans conquered England, or Britain even. And last time we tried the crystal wheat beer. This time we're going for the slightly easier one to get hold of. It is the cloudy wheat beer. Now, as you well know, Germany has purity laws, and this beer probably wasn't very liked much because it contains wheat malt. Or we could probably translate that more to malted wheat. Okay, so malt's obviously usually barley. This one uses wheat, but hey, it's the world's oldest brewery, so who are we to argue? Let's have a look. It is 5.4 on the ABV, and I'm really looking forward to it. This one, a lot of people have been asking me, not much of a hiss, a lot of people have been asking me where to get the crystal Weissbier, because this is the only one that they could find. Well, the place I went to, I saw this, and it was the oldest one, and it just happened to be the one I bought was the crystal Weissbier, which I really like, to be honest. Look at that, we can see already that is a proper Weissbier. And as it goes, I'm just going to pour everything in and see what we get. Well, cloudy, yeah, but it's supposed to be. Got half a finger's head on there, lovely cap. Lovely white colour. Aroma wise, we're getting that very much yeasty kind of Belgian beer aroma, which is typical in Weiss beers. It's essentially what makes it cloudy, is the yeast, believe it or not. And we're getting that kind of doughy, yeasty smell. Because don't forget, with the Weiss beer, the yeast is all sort of mixed into the beer, so we have active yeast within this beer. We're also getting kind of a touch of kind of that coriander yeasty kind of stuff. Coriander traditionally is in Belgian beers, but it's the smell really. I'd be surprised if they put any coriander in here. Right, let's get cracking. Oh, up front, very bubbly, bubbles bursting on my taste buds. We've got that kind of thick, creamy, sort of milky kind of taste, with a touch of citrus, like an orangey citrus. No, maybe less prominent than an orange, maybe a kind of mandarin kind of oranginess. And there's that taste of herbs that's kind of like the coriander seed that's in there. A very long, smooth, silky finish. Let's go in. This one has been in the fridge. As many of you know, or by now, I quite like putting my beers in the fridge. Beer purists don't like me for saying that. Don't put your beers in the fridge, you don't get the flavour, you don't get the taste. However, I like a cold beer. Not at a beer festival, I'm in my house. So I'd rather have a cold beer on a very cold winter's night, such as this. Let's get back in there for some more. Again, a lot of very fine carbonation. We've got that yeast giving that sort of milky, silky, smooth taste. It's very dry. There's not much hop note on there. With Weiss beers, to be perfectly honest, including the Belgian ones, it's all about the yeast. Because of the purity laws that were around, there was not much they could change. They could change the hops, definitely, for a hoppy beer. They could change the malt for a darker beer, and mess around with that. But for this kind of style, the thing that makes it is the yeast. So they're playing down everything else. So it's not very hoppy. The malts and you can probably taste the difference because it's got wheat in it. But beers such as this, and this is a good example of the style, it's all about the yeast. If you were a harvesting man, you could probably harvest yeast from this and use it for your own Bavarian Weissbier style. Probably the oldest yeast you'll ever have. Guys, been a pleasure. This one, as I say, Weihenstephan. This one's very easy to get hold of compared to the Crystal Weissbier. I suggest you get both of them and maybe try them at the same time. Pardon me. I'd try the Crystal Weissbier first, and then I go for the Weissbier, go for this one. Hey, been brewed since 1040, so getting on for 1,000 years this has been brewed. So hey, the Germans can't be wrong all the time, can they? Cheers guys. We'll see you for another beer review real soon.